Today, friends, we're going to talk about one of the coolest additions to New Worlds, and honestly, I think one of the best things in the Rise of the Angry Earth expansion. And honestly, I wasn't even expecting it to be the best thing, and that is mounts. We're going to talk about how you can unlock your first mount in the game. I believe once it comes to live, it is going to be fairly obvious, but you can see right now up in the top right, we are on the PTR build, the public test realm, and I've seen a few people asking and getting a little bit confused about how they unlock the mounts. So once you hit level 25 on the live servers, you should be able to receive a quest. It's either going to be called My Kingdom for a Horse, or potentially even the quest here, A Change in the Wild. So A Change in the Wild has you read a note, you continue reading, and then you have to go talk to the NPC called Jochi Khan up here, and I believe the easiest way to get to him is the Shadow Mine Shrine. So we're going to go fast travel, and we're going to go talk to Jochi. Now I believe it's through this sort of quest chain, because there's actually a sort of mount quest series. If you hit J, you can see mount quest. I think there's a series of quests that you have to do, and you do have to do them in a certain order to some extent in order to then unlock both the wolf and the lion mount as well. Now I'm sure Amazon's probably just going to allow you to buy the wolf and the lion off of the in-game store, but you know, if you want to unlock them in the game, we're going to talk about how you can do that. So before we unlock any wolves or lions, we do need to unlock the horse first, and to do that, like I say, we go talk to Jochi. He's got some quest text here which we're all going to skip, and we can see the rewards we get are Moon Shadow, so we accept the quest, and then he wants us to go over to this sort of grove just slightly to the east, sort of southeast over here. So investigate the area by the lake for signs of the beast lords, and this is where, spoilers, we're gonna find our first mount pretty much. So going into the cave and then sort of heading over to this painting on the wall. I'm not sure if there's gonna be a cutscene here when it goes to live. Potentially there will be one, but we're communing with the spirits. While we're in here, we're gonna go through and again harvest some Azoth infused oats. And while you're here, I actually managed to miss this on the test server. You want to make sure you get the horse sign as well. We have a separate video on the signs if you want to check that out. Link up in the top right and also in the description down below. The signs are pretty cool, but you probably want to make sure you finish the mount quest first before you go and unlock the signs, because it's you know, the mounts are honestly just a great way to get around the map, and we're gonna get to see that real soon. So now we go talk to the horse over here. Well, we don't really talk to it. I guess we feed it some oats, and then it becomes our friend. And then we go back to Jochi, and, well, spoilers, we might potentially unlock our first mount. So here we are. We hand in the quest. We get 500 riding XP. We get the ability to equip and summon a mount, and we also get our first mount as well, Moon Shadow. So complete quest. We may as well pick up the next quest while we're here as well, which gives us 60,000 riding XP. Or is that 6,000? I think it's 6,000. 60,000 would be pretty nuts. Double click on Moon Shadow. And then when we press tab, we can go over to this top up here, go to mount equipment, and then we can click change and customize your mount, and we can slap in Moon Shadow here and equip. And you can also rename Moon Shadow. I'm going to call it Shadowfax, of course. Doesn't really look quite Shadowfaxy, but there we go. And now we have Shadowfax, and you can also see we've got direwolves, lions, and they've clearly left a room for a lot of other models here as well. If you want to check on your riding skill, you can hit K and then go to trade skills. Riding is down in the bottom right. So as you progress your riding skill, you'll get more mount speed. You also get different equipment that you can put on your horse or your mount as well. And again, if you want to change equipment, it's just tab and then go to the mount tab up here. But you do once again have to level up a few times in order to unlock these slots. So you've got cosmetic slots down here, I believe, and then these are actually things that affect the power of the mount. So moving on to the next thing, how do we get that riding XP, and how do we unlock the wolf and the lion? Well, we can actually do both at the same time, and it's through basically doing the mount quest line. So funny enough, quests give XP, so if we do the mount quest, we will continue to get riding XP, and the first quest over here is very nearby, and it's called the Hermit's Rally. So we basically just go through these different zones. It's a lot of fun. Like I say, mounts are actually surprisingly a thing that I didn't think I was gonna, you know, I wasn't really excited for it in New World. I thought, mounts don't really make a difference. We got loads of fast travel signs everywhere. But now that they're in the game, after this test server goes down, we're gonna have 2 weeks of playing without mounts, and it's gonna be a miserable 2 weeks, because I actually really do enjoy playing with the mounts and the speed that they give us. They're particularly fast on the roads, by the way, so particularly effective. Anyway, we'll fast forward. through the rest of this checkpoint here, because it's just going to be basically me running through flags and sort of blabbering away at you guys, and we can do plenty of that in the stream. So if you like this sort of me just blabbering at you and you want more of this, that's pretty much what I do on the stream every day. Link to that in the description down below. But let's cut ahead to us finishing this quest. All right, coming up to the final checkpoint now. You will notice there is a timer on these, by the way. It is possible to fail these sort of race checkpoint things, so you do want to make sure that you don't dilly-dally too much when doing these. And then after we complete our first sort of checkpoint race kind of thing, we can go hand in at Mr. Jochi over here and get a bunch of riding XP, and most importantly unlock subsequent quests after this, which will then allow us to do like a whole bunch more effectively. So he teaches us how to cook mount food, if I'm not mistaken, which is another thing you can do at a cooking station. You can also level up your mount via cooking food for it, so we make the victuals. There's different tiers of these victuals that you can then feed your mount, so I think the way that we got to do it is get on the mount, and then we have to put the victuals onto the hotbar, and then we can press it, and we should feed the horse. Yeah, there it is, and we get like a cute little animation, pat it on the snoot. It's pretty awesome. I like that a lot.
Well done. Your horse looks strong. You've shown a
all right, and here we go. Now we have the horse shop unlocked, so we can buy a different sort of mount skin here as well. I think there are different vendors around potentially that might also give you wolf skins and lion skins as well. But effectively, we can pick up another quest from Jochi, and then we're gonna see a bunch of quests around the map. So there's the Ghosts and Groves tour. We have the Dogma tour. There's also Stolen Shores Rally and the King's Road tour as well, but you'll have these all sort of recapped in your quest over there. So we actually have to complete all of those races. So if we do the King Road, the Radiant Hills, the Dogma tour, the Stolen Shores, and the Ghosts and Groves, then we will unlock another quest, which then takes us over to Weaver's Fen. And then in Weaver's Fen, we do a whole series of races over there, and then it takes you up to Great Cleave, and I believe at that point is when you get to unlock the Wolf Mount. So I think you get to unlock the Wolf Mount around here. So basically, you just have to keep following the Mount quest line, is all this boils down to. Follow the Mount quest line until you get to Great Cleave, then you will unlock the wolf, and then you can keep following the quest line, and eventually you'll unlock the lion. If you don't see the quest popping up, 1, you're maybe on the test server, 2, you might not be the right level, because I think it's level 45 for the wolf and then level 60 for the lion. But as I mentioned, you can probably just buy them on the store as well, although who knows, maybe you have to actually unlock that specific version of the mount. One last fun thing I want to share with you guys before we end the video is if you press the G key, so if you press G while you are mounted, you can sort of just give your horse, and I guess your wolf and your lion, a little pet as well. So make sure to G often, keep your mount happy. And that's going to do it for this video, friends. Hope you found this one useful. Again, if there are any changes potentially between the test server and the live server, I'll keep you guys posted in the comments down below. If something looks a little bit different from what you're seeing on live, it's probably, again, because Amazon have made a few changes, but I expect with it only being 2 weeks until the Rise of the Angry Earth expansion comes out from when we recorded this, not too much is going to change. If you guys want to see more guides like this, if you enjoyed these videos, make sure you go click the like button and subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys all in the next video. I just realized, by the way, there's a decapitated hand on the back of my back. On the back of my back? Look, on my back, there's somebody's hand. That's kind of creepy. Anyway, see you guys in the next video.